Okay. Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, afternoon taste challenge. We're back again. We, me. Uh, you say he's doing one after the other. The man's going mad. It's really a matter of expediency. If I had done better planning earlier in the month, I could have taken those 8 days where I knew I couldn't do the challenges, and had parceled them out starting February 1st. But I kept saying, I'll just have to get around to it later. And then I realized I'm not going to make it. And then I'm going to have to do the same thing in March. And I said, well, I don't want to do them overnight, because at night I'll rather watch this like Pelicans game tonight, New Orleans Pelicans, and things like that. So, and if I have time, like today, I do have time. Tomorrow, I won't, except maybe to do Fandango Friday at 7 Eastern. I said, okay, I'll just double. All right. I mean, we're only talking about this little bit of alcohol anyway, and I only have one beer today, the Starship. And I'm not trying to be knee deep in the hoopla, but I had the Starship IPA, which did go up 4 points from the initial. When I had done it, I think when I reviewed it with my friend, I went to my friend David, I was at 89. The more I drank on it, I thought that it was better than I had first believed. So I went up to 93, most excellent. So that's a good product. He gave it to me. I appreciate the can, David. So, and then I said, I can do this. I can make this happen. So I have, anyway, whatever. I have Johnnie Walker Red Label. Getting through it, huh? All these taste challenges. So age at least 3 years. Here's Highland Mist. Now, Johnnie Walker came out in 1909, Johnnie Walker Red Label, but it really came out in 1867 as Walker's old Highland Mist blended Scotch whiskey, but they rebranded it. And now it's a different, I don't want to say it's a different recipe. It's a lighter product because it's only 80 proof now, where 30 years ago, let's say 40 years ago, because I think in the 80s it changed. 40 years ago, it was 86.6% alcohol. Just like Jack Daniels used to be 90 proof. Then in 87, it dropped to 86, and now to 80. So what they do to get them down to 80 is they just add water. When they come out the barrel, they're so strong. That's where you can get those barrel proof whiskeys, which are, I can't take them. I tried some. I said, oh, disgusting. Well made, wonderful product, but disgusting. Like, it's so strong. I told this brother Knight, Jared, I said, I don't know how you could drink that. That's it. I'd rather have a diluted version of Elijah Craig at 80 proof. He's like, be a man. I'm like, you be a man, I'll be a wimp. All right. Anyway, the competitor is Highland Mist, pale dry. It's not really that pale. I don't recall it being that dry, but whatever. Highland. It says Highland. It's got a unicorn and a lion and a crown and some other devices. 100% Scotch whiskeys, a blend of Highland, Lowland, Islay, and Speyside whiskeys from the four winds of Scotland, aged for 36 months, and originally selected for the home trade. And then, since no one in Scotland wanted to drink it, they started exporting it. I'm just being sarcastic. I don't know why it changed. Then they got some emblems at the bottom, which I can't understand or make out. Look like they're in some kind of ancient language. It's blurry anyway. The camera would have to adjust. Imported by and bottled for Barton Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Introduced in 1957, and if you look at old bottles online, it doesn't look like they've changed the label very much since 1957, except they added UPC code on the neck, which they didn't have UPC codes in 1957. And they used to have the stamp from the bottle. They don't have those stamp things anymore because I guess the UPC code, I don't know, they just do the tax. They have another way of accounting for the taxes being paid. So it's a nice label. It shows a crown, but it's not officially, it does not have an official appointment to the royal family of England. They're just making it look fancy because it's from the Kingdom of Scotland. This one actually does have a royal warrant to be an official supplier to the royal family of Great Britain. All right. This will run you about $20 a bottle, although I've seen it as cheap as $17.99. I bought this at International Market for $6.49 for the bottle. You say $6.49? That was the price. I didn't ask questions. I just bought it. It doesn't taste too great. And that's what you get when you pay $6.49. Now, don't take that wrong. It's not nasty, gross, off-putting, or disgusting. It's none of those things. No, it's things like bland, dull, ordinary, ho-hum. That kind of thing. Well, you could tolerate that for $6.49, right? Johnnie Walker is not bland, ordinary, dull, or ho-hum. It's bold and smoky and savory and has a lot of character. By the time I'm finished with the taste challenges, I don't think there's going to be much left of it. Now, look at this small amount, in case you wanted to judge me. They're both golden, but the Highland Mist is a lighter shade of gold. It's more onto the straw, but it's still gold. And the Johnnie Walker Red Label was more into the amber. So they're both gold, but this one trends and tends toward amber, and this one tends and trends towards gold. Johnny, oh, sorry. Jeremy Vincent. I don't have my glasses on, so I saw Johnny. So that happens when things are blurry. You can't see. Oh, yes, Jeremy. Oh. Let me get the date book. February. So we checked off. Okay. So the 21st and the 22nd, I've got them checked off. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. Okay. Thought it was 8. Well, that makes it a little easier. So I got 5 of the 7 days knocked out. And I got 2 more weeks to knock the other 5 out. So 5 of 7. I'm not talking about Dawn Busters. Those days are already accounted for. Fandango Friday, that's accounted for. That's not a problem. It's these other days where I know I'm not going to have time to do it. I'm trying to cover everything. I'm trying to get through everything. Is it important? It's hardly important. It's not even meaningful. I just want to do it. Oh, I can smell this whiskey and it's down on my, I got it down on my stomach and I can smell it from here. All right. I don't think I have to close my eyes because I'm not going to glance at it. And they're pretty close in color. That's not going to throw me off. Okay. Okay, well, interesting. Never think that one whiskey is going to smell the same every time you taste challenge it against another, because they don't. Same thing with rum. It seems like depending on what you put it up against, it'll change what you think about it. It's strange, isn't it? But it does seem that way. Like when I went up against the last competitor, for Dawnbusters, I was picking up a lot of smoke on the aroma, but I'm not picking that up right now. Oh, there it is. I'm getting it now, but it's not pronounced. It's there. So that's Johnnie Walker. All right. Here, but when I first smelled that, I was getting a lot of cereal grain, corn, barley, mainly, guess. Now this is just sweet cereal grain, mainly sweet corn. Whole kernel corn without the salt. And some caramel, butterscotch caramel. Can't explain that, but that's what I'm getting. That's got to be Highland Mist. Wow, they went to the four corners of Scotland: Highlands, Lowlands, Islay, Speyside, and that's all they got. Well, you go to the Highlands, get the cheap stuff. Go to Lowlands, get the cheap stuff. Go to Speyside, get the cheap stuff. Go to Islay, get the cheap stuff. Mix it all together, blend it with some cheap grain whiskey. You got it. Highland Mist. I know I'm being sarcastic, but I'm probably being truthful. That's probably what they do. You think it's going to be $6.49 a bottle if it's the choicest whiskey of the distiller's art and all of that stuff you read on the labels? Come on. You know it isn't. Now, Johnnie Walker claims they use the best, and it tastes like it. It's the #1 selling whiskey in the world. They can afford it. They've got economies of scale. Highland Mist is the number 5,000 best-selling whiskey in the world. I don't know what the number is, but something like that. I even found newspaper ads for it. Old magazine ads. I said, look at this. Barton used to run ads in the newspapers. But that was 45 years ago. Now just sitting on setting on the shelf, all homely and lonely. And me, I'll go in there and buy it. And some other people go in there and buy it. That's it. That's all it gets. Boy, that's so smoky. Holy smoky, smoky rock. Smoke Top Candy Mountain. That's the Big Top Candy Mountain, actually. On top of old Big Candy. On top of old Smoky. Well, it's very smoky. Did they put some Figaro's liquid smoke in it? Did they put Colgin liquid smoke in it? No, they roasted the malts, the peat. Get it together. They roasted the barley malts over a peat fire. What about Highland Mist? They took a bunch of breakfast cereal like Kix, King Vitamin, Corn Flakes, not Kellogg's, and some puff rice, and they distilled it and they made that. You say, oh, get out of here. I know that's what it tastes like though. What about the peatiness? Yeah, forget it. What about the smoke, the rich smoke? Yeah, forget it. I'm telling you, that's what this tastes like. Now, you say, I want whiskey, and I want it now. All right, fair enough. And I only want to pay $6.49 plus tax. Tell me, go. What can I get? Well, Highland Mist at international market. And what do you get? What do you encounter with it? It's got a little bite to it, to be honest. But you're getting, sorry, I had a little shudder. I'm not really playing it up. It's really what I'm encountering. You just getting what I'm telling you, distilled cereal grains. I mean, I swear, it's like almost like they use rice, but I I think the Scotch only uses corn for their column still grain whiskey. And single malt, yeah, well, yeah, that too, but something else. It does, I swear, it tastes like a multi-grain thing. The rice, the corn, the wheat, the barley, whatever. Well, is it much different than American blended whiskey? No. Is it much different than Canadian blended whiskey? No. I haven't had enough Irish to testify. But it's pretty ordinary. Notice I never said bad or horrible or nasty or nightmarish. It's none of those things. But it's nothing to excite your family and friends. If you wanted to tell somebody, hey, you want to try something really ordinary and average, if not below average, they might say, sure, I've been waiting to try that all week, something ho-hum. Tell them, try this. No ice. Try it neat. Then they taste it. And they say, ow, that thing bit me. And it's bland. It tastes like a bunch of cereal grains. You'd say, right on. That's what I was hoping you'd say, because that's what I thought too. And they might tell you, I hope you didn't pay a lot for that. You say, no, $6.49 plus tax. And they might say, that ain't too good. But where'd you get it? Because then they're going to go buy some just to have it as a standby. So terrible. All right, people that do that. That's just not right. Now, back to this. Now, this is something that has some character to it, you know. Oh, baby. What a dichotomy. What a chasm between the two. Boy, this is almost as wide a chasm as between Lazarus and the rich man. You can't cross over. You can't get from Hades to paradise. And you can't get from Johnnie Walker to Highland Miss. There's no way. There's no crossover. The only thing they have in common is they're 80 proof and they're made from grain and they're from Scotland. Aside from that, ain't gonna happen. Sounds like that will give you a massive hangover, says Kyle. I'm afraid it probably would, but I'll never try it. I'll never go there. These little samples that I do in these hangouts is enough for me. You might say, that ain't nothing but 2 ounces each. Yeah, that's enough. Maybe too much. Do I sometimes pour too much? Sure. But usually I get it right. Okay, so Johnnie Walker has so much character. I put tags, but I don't know why I have tags. There's no way you'd ever confuse the two. It's impossible. It's an impossibility. It can never happen. Do you know that the chances are in the billions? You got hit on 2 machines and you did nothing. You didn't see that you were being set up. All right. So it has rich peatiness. It has such a wonderful smoky aroma. It's a tunnel of smoke. And people that really know Scotch and are big time Scotch connoisseurs might watch these videos and say, he's insane. He's going out of his mind. He's drinking Johnnie Walker Red Label. He's talking about it like it's some fabulous product. I am talking about it like it's some fabulous product because to me it is. I know it's only aged 3 years. I know it's a mass-produced product. After all, it's #1 Scotch whiskey on planet Earth. But on the other hand, it seems like it's expertly made. It's pinpoint consistency and execution. I can see why it's #1. You say it's all marketing, bunch of marketing. Yeah, well, it might be marketing, but it's the product too. It's a good product. It's credible. It deserves it. It's so much better than Chivas Regal 12-year, and that's aged 12 years. This is only aged 3. What if they age at 12? What would it taste like then? Oh, yeah, I could go buy Johnnie Walker Black Label, which is 12-year age. Oh, I can't imagine. I bet it's fabulous. Well, I love it. And I'm unanimous in that. So smooth, so smoky, so full of character. and I can get a whole huge bottle, not a 750, a 1,750. You heard me right. Not just this bottle, but this size bottle plus 1,000 extra ounces. Oh yeah, the big boy for 45 bucks. Or was it 35? I'm thinking about this. See, I get so discombobulated when I go to Savannah Discount because I see so many values, I get confused. You turn left, right, forward, and back, and you see this. Oh, I think they had the Johnnie Walker Red Label for $35.99. I'm talking about the big hand, you know what the handlebar. Oh, unbelievable prices. You just can't imagine. You just cannot imagine. I received a money order just this very day from someone. I bought the Chivas Regal Mitsunara. Chivas Regal aged and Japanese oak. You say that sounds like a gimmick. Yeah, you know. Well, I like gimmicks. Don't we all like gimmicks? Pineapple on pizza and all that kind of stuff. Roller disco, all these gimmicks. So I bought it for $18.99 at Savannah Discount. $18.99. And this guy tells me, in my town, it's $60 or higher. No way you can get it cheaper than 60 bucks. Around here, I've noticed about $48 low ball, 56 high ball around here in Louisiana. So 47 to 56 bucks. I got it for $18.99. He said, if you buy it for me, I'll pay you back and I'll pick it up next time I'm in Louisiana. I said, well, okay. But he sent me a United States Post Office money order. I never heard of such a thing. I thought he was going to send me Western Union, but I didn't even know where to cash that. I don't know anything about money orders. I hear about them on television, but I don't know anything about them. So I looked at it. I said, USPS, United States Postal Service money order. Never heard of such a thing. Looked like a check. So I looked it up on the post office website. They said, naturally, this is safer than a check. If you want security and whatever, use a money order from the United States Postal Service. I said, well, you learn something every day because I never heard of that. And I went over to the post office, the Gillis Long post office, and I said, I gave it to him. And she said, you want to cash it? What else would you do with it, right? I said, yeah. And I had my ID because it said, you can cash it in at any post office. So she gave me $22 cash and a receipt. I don't know what I needed a receipt for. I mean, like, what were you going to do? Go back to the post office later and say, hey, you gave me cash money. I wanted gold for this. Or, like a receipt wouldn't matter. But anyway, that's what they do. So, hey, but buying that hit Mitsunara gave me an opportunity to cash a post office money order, which I bet I'll never do again in my life. That was so different. Nice looking money order too. All United States official looking, which it is. Oh man, poor old Highland mist. You're so bland, dueling. I'm picking on it, because it's a comparative issue. On its own, when I reviewed it on its own, it's actually not bad. It really tastes like cereal. I'm picking up a little bread dough, which would be coming from the single malt whiskey. And it has a little flavor. It's not all treacherous like I'm making out, but just on its own merit. But when you put it in competition against something like Johnnie Walker Red Label, that's when it breaks down tragically. But if you want to pay $6.49, go to international market and get it, I guess it's all right. Heck, you're going to get a whole bottle of whiskey that's been on the market since 1957. And it does have some little flavor qualities. It's all right. $6.49. I can't really complain. Pale dry. I don't know. Is it pale? It's not really pale. Is it dry? I guess it's kind of dry. But to put it in competition against Johnnie Walker is sort of unfair anyway. but they are two blended Scotch whiskeys. All right. So if you want to be on the market, you got to be ready to compete. Oh, well, it's all right. Window Beer Review says with Thomas. Oh, Window Beer Review with Thomas says, hi, hello to you. We're talking about Highland Mist giving you a massive hangover. I'm sure it wouldn't give you any worse of a hangover than Johnnie Walker Red. If you consumed it all day long like a maniac, yeah, it would be bad. But I'm sure any of these things would be terrible on a hangover issue. You say, well, Lou Reed used to drink Johnnie Walker Black Label like it was water. Yeah, he did. And then he was shriveled up and looked like an old alcoholic and died younger than he should have been. And he lost his liver and everything else. He looked terrible. I looked at his final pictures the last 10 years. Horrible. But when you drink whiskey like water, you damage your body. I'm not drinking it like water. I'm doing little taste challenges. They said Johnnie Walker Black Label was what he just drank all the time. And his first wife said he was a monster when he drank. She said when he was acting right, he was charming and funny, good to be around, real sweet guy. And when he started drinking, he was a monster. That's her words, not mine. I don't know. I only listen to his record albums. I didn't hang out with the guy. Second PBR hat today. My man. Yeah, you notice these little variations I make, huh? This hat was sent to me. No, not sent to me, but given to me by Pabst Blue Ribbon, because I was down in New Orleans and there was a big pro football championship game. I can't say what the name of it was, but it was a super thing to watch till the electricity went out in the middle of the game. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, for that game, they had a booth set up in the Faubourg Marigny neighborhood, Pabst, and they were giving away Pabst Blue Ribbon to drink. And then you could buy barbecue from the Joint. It was Pabst Blue Ribbon and the Joint, which is a New Orleans barbecue company, restaurant, not a chain, just a single restaurant. I said, "Oh," the guy said, "You want a cap?" Well, of course I said, "Yeah." "And you want some Pabst Blue Ribbon?" I said, "Sure." And a bumper sticker and a keychain, all that stuff. And then they say, "You want some barbecue?" And I looked at the prices and I said, "Oh, no." Thought they were rather elevated. But anyway, the Joint is good. I've been to the Joint. In fact, I went with some fellow beer reviewers, My True Review from Florida. And we had a good time. They said the food was really good. So that's it for this. No competition, no challenge really. But at least I got another day knocked out, which is important. Important in the sense that it isn't really important. You know what I'm saying? In a relative sense. Important for the hobby, not important in real life. So I doubt I would come back again today. Then people will really start doing an intervention. But I would tell them, you better intervene on my calendar and help me. And if you're going to intervene on me, help me to plan better. Like, if it's at the beginning of the month and I know I have days coming up where I can't do it, help me to plan it out. That's how you can help me. Who knows? They might sit down and help me work out a schedule. But next taste challenge for Scotch, it'll be Johnnie Walker versus Scoresby. That'll be a little closer challenge. Scoresby a little bit better, but it's still not gonna be a real challenge. Scoresby's gonna get his butt kicked, and Scoresby knows it. Rum, oh, well, the rum thing is going to be the Palo Viejo white rum versus the Caliber Caribbean Silver. Ain't going to be a challenge because nothing tastes like that Caliber Caribbean, which tastes like rock candy. Talk about the sweetest thing. It's the kind of thing I believe that most people would either love because they love sugary rock candy, cotton candy like flavors, or they would just hate it because they would say, "Oh, what is this? You know, this is a joke." But I don't mind. I paid $9.96 for a huge 1,750 milliliter bottle at Walmart. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching this taste challenge. Oh, starting up that motor. Good time to get off.